What's up, guys? Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? Matt the Collector here. It is time for a beard trim, but on top of the beard trim, I'm really coming out here just to riff with you guys real quick, or whatever you kids say nowadays on whenever someone's just talking to you. So I've come more to the realization after watching videos and people talking about it in the hobby that I am more of a hobbyist than I am a business. Now I guess it depends on what you consider a business, right? And we're going to go into that. But if you're new here, my name is Matt the Collector. I run MTC Binder Fillers, which on paper is a business. I run it where I sell cards on TCG Player, eBay, LGS Market now, Misprint, and Manipool. So we have all our cards running, all of which are run through SortSwift. So if you don't know that program, everybody else has an affiliate link. I don't know how I feel about affiliate links yet, so we're not going to do it. I don't want to be a sellout. And plus, of course, this is at the end of the day still a hobby. Like, this is just me having fun. Something for me to make a few extra bucks on the side. Doing some stuff I love, checking out cool cards. Since I'm off for grading, saying I got them. It's just, I enjoy just doing the hobby. So there was a video that came out yesterday, Dyson somebody, and it came out and it got me thinking. He used a couple of analogies, one of which was Basement Bob and Warehouse Willie. And go check it out. It's probably not hard to find. He's a guy who is bigger than me, but still gets about the average amount of views that I've been getting. So who knows? Maybe this will make it out there too. But I guess I am more of a Basement Bob to his Warehouse Willie. So I guess this will be the counter perspective on what he was talking about. And then me coming clean, I guess, on my situation and what I do and how I have been running my little hobby / business, which is a business on paper. So, anywho, no, I do not own a card store. I don't own a physical location. Everything is done in a spare room in my house and my dining room table. I did start this with a $500 investment in cards and supplies to ship straight from bulk cards. Now, that $500 was not my only $500 I had. It was not the only $500, and I could use that money I had my other money to cover my bills, right? I have a good job. I'm a finance manager at a dealership. I make 6 figures, close to double your regular 100, close to 200,000 sometimes, being a finance manager. And I don't know if that makes me a good finance manager or not. I don't care to look at numbers and compare myself to other people. I just try to do a good job. So on top of that thing, I started with $500, and the $500 has stayed and turned into more money, and which turns into more collections, more bulk, more this, more that. And it just cycles, right? It snowballs. I talked about it in my previous videos on how to turn your small money into big money. Maybe my particular perspective is being a finance manager first, and then going into this with a certain amount of money and turning it into bigger money is different. Now, I haven't done everything 100% right, and I've definitely made mistakes. And those mistakes have definitely hurt. But at the end of the day, I have never been under the $500 that I started with. Mostly because of the engine that is bulk. Now, to this day, I am continuing to list everything. I just got done listing 1,000 more cards, which I just put into a system and send it out. I pay $250 a month to SortSwift out of the earnings now that I make on the cards. And I made well over $250 just this week to cover that. I have no other overhead of the business other than the $250 that it costs for SortSwift. Now, going into this month, sales were slower at the dealership. I did not make as much as I did before. Still, I did not need the money to go into the business. The business carried itself. So there was no worries. I could carry on my normal life and the business carry on itself. Could I buy stuff as quick as I normally could? No, I needed to wait for payouts to come in. Did I ever take my personal money to buy stuff? Only if I had a payout that was coming that was equal to the amount that was there, in which then I paid myself back. So I was never floating more than 2 weeks worth of earnings that takes TCG Player to send to you. And have I floated money? Absolutely. I have floated money that I saw coming in for that one. Could I do this not doing that? Absolutely. I could do it. I've made what you would call connections. One of which watches these videos who I love. Like one of my best friends in the hobby, it watches these videos. And he knows who he is. I don't have to say who he is. Yeah. And that person can consistently get me a supply because of what he does. And he understands when things are different and when things are going on. He knows what I'm doing. He's in it too. So I guess where I'm going with this is, what would you call a business? Would you call a business a thing that you make money that stands on its own? Would you call a business something that only has a building or brick and mortar? What is your criteria on who is conducting business? As for me, I think anybody who has to pay taxes on a business has a business, because I mean, you're having to do all the same things. Now, is the amount smaller? Sometimes people who are, let's say, basement bobs like me, make more money than some of the brick and mortar stores with way less overhead. Are they being dumb? Or are they being efficient? That's the question. I would say jumping into something with more overhead than you need is a problem. I may have jumped too far into SwordSwift with the $250 subscription for the full online and everything else, but that's my prerogative. It's my business. I do what I want. I wouldn't come to your business and tell you how to run yours. You see? So, I mean, everybody's entitled to make their own mistakes and to have their own fun and do the hobby however they want to, or run a business however they want to. Now, if you are a warehouse Willie, which he determined what warehouse Willies were people who go work their butts off all day and spend their money and expect to make a profit quickly on these things. Growing and making profit quickly is a possibility in this space. However, more often than not, when you're just starting out, you're going to run into people who can see that on you and take advantage of it. Take it from a no-good finance manager at a dealership, someone who is the scum of the earth, as some people would say. People can see desperation, and they can see whenever you're easily taken advantage of. And not everybody is a good person to take care of you. You can't expect everybody. The people is full of people who are looking to make a quick buck on somebody else, on somebody else's back. They're perfectly fine with it. You have to guard yourself and become more knowledgeable about it before you jump into that. Please do not go spend your money on things before you do a little bit of research on them. Now, if you do your due diligence and you have decided that this is a product that you want to invest in, and it's something that you want, I don't even know if we want to call it an investment. If you decide that this is a product that you want to put your money in and you want to go take off and try to knock it out, then go for it. Go for it. You might be the person who's right and we could be wrong, right? It happens all the time. There's people who've taken chances and have completely blown it out the water. But there's also people who've taken chances and lost everything. So you need to understand your risk tolerance when it comes to that. Yeah, I think this is you know what? I actually appreciate the video he made, because I think it brings me back to kind of my roots of like bringing a perspective of like being a finance manager at the same time as being a seller in this hobby. So maybe we'll give you more videos on like some insight on maybe selling and like the finances behind it, and kind of how you want to pad yourself and guard yourself. Not only just yourself, your money, but also your heart while you're at it. Because it is easy, very easy in the sales industry and in any type of reselling to get a hard heart when it comes to, well, they had this price marked down, that's their loss. You shouldn't be that way. You should give a fair amount to what people have. If you notice somebody has messed up on their pricing, it is not fair. It is just not fair to say, well, they mispriced it, that's their fault. It's just not fair. Help somebody. It comes back to you tenfold every single time. I wish I had examples and I could show you how it's done it in my life, but it has. When you're good to people and genuinely good to people, it comes back to you every single time. It may not happen with that person. You could have one person that just has a tainted heart, and you can never fix them. But of course, that's not your job anyway. And I don't mean to get biblical here. We'll leave it there. Your job isn't to fix people. Your job is to be a good person. All right? You're not, who is it? You know what? I was going to put some awesome movie reference and it's gone. Put it in the comments. It's not your job to fix people. That's somebody else's job. Your job is to be a good person. So why don't we be good people in this hobby and carry it together? Carry it forward. Or carry it to its end, wherever it's going. But in the end, we'll carry it together, okay? Anyway, catch you guys later. Deuces.